not be the sexiest guy in the world and how he's going to do that, but the one thing I'm convinced of, I'm not saying you're not sexy, okay?
I have a skinny tie on.
Yeah, I know. You look good today.
As Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment top boss Tim Lewicki announced Friday, Tim Bezbatchenko looks more like an accountant, but that's exactly what he wants, a capologist, somebody who's familiar with the league. As the former director of player relations with MLS knows, player contracts and forging relationships with GMs across the league is important.
In this league, it's critical that you know what's going on around the league. You know about potential trades. You know about teams that are against the cap. You know about who the next opponent is for teams, and all these GMs and coaches are talking. And you got to make sure that you're in that, what I call the web of knowledge. You got to make sure that you know what's going on in the league, and that's something that I can bring to this club.
The first order of business under Bezbatchenko was getting the DPs right. As Lewicki said Friday, Toronto FC hasn't done a good job identifying designated players, bringing in guys like Danny Kouvermans, who's missed the entire season with an ACL injury, and of course Torsten Frings, who the club released before the start of the season.
Our strike rate, player signings, we got to get them right. Designated players, got to get them right. They got to produce on the field and reflect their budget number on our roster.
Toronto FC is poised for a 7th straight playoff list season, but Bezbatchenko wouldn't put a timestamp on when he expects the club to make the postseason, saying he just wants there to be an upward trend from now on that there hasn't been at this club for 7 years.
It would be difficult to do it in 1 year, but our goal would be to have a nice sort of upward trend over the next few years.
I do not think the dark days are over yet, but I think there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and we control our own destiny, and now we have to do the heavy lifting to get there by January so we can look everyone in the eye and tell them this is a different era here in this organization. It's not about flash, it's not about spin. It's about hard work, tough decisions, spending some money, and making the right decisions.
Attendance at a stadium that was once brimming with 20,000 fans has steadily declined over the last 7 years, with fan apathy now at an all-time high. There's a real sense that if Bezbatchenko can't right the ship here at BMO Field, attendance might drip to embarrassing levels. For the Toronto Sun, I'm Kurt Larson.